Jaeha, just a little justice, Jungkook. This rat ruined my shoes and refused to pay. So we thought, why not let the king decide her punishment? Jungkook's foot pressed lightly against the soccer ball, holding it completely. His dark eyes flicked up from Ryan, who was still on the ground, to the group of boys standing behind her. Cheha and his friends, who had been laughing moments ago, froze as an unsettling silence spread across the field. Something was wrong. An idiot could tell. JK exhaled, running a hand through his slightly damp hair before tilting his head. His lips curled into something between a smirk and a sneer, the kind that sent chills down their spines. JK, did you just put your filthy hands on my wife? The word wife echoed across the field, and the realization sank in like a dead sentence. Gasps erupted, giving birth to the new chaos. The king had a wife. Zara, no, I didn't know. JK let out a slow, humorless chuckle, his jaw tightening. JK, touching her was your first mistake. He kicked the ball, and the next moment, Jiha was on the floor with a broken tooth and his nose bleeding. Jiha instantly crawled back. The broken nose didn't scare him as much as the slow approaching steps of Jungkook did. JK, throwing her at my feet was your last. A punch landed straight into Jiha's gut, knocking the air out of his lungs. Before he could collapse, Jungkook grabbed him by the collar and yanked him up, slamming a knee into his ribs. A sickening crack echoed across the field. Jaeha barely had time to grasp before Jungkook threw him to the ground like trash. Jungkook crossed beside Jaeha, gripping his jaw roughly and forcing him to look up. His voice was eerily soft when he spoke. JK, here's the thing, little rat. You don't stand before a student of your level. You stand before a king. The king never forgives. He slammed Jeha's head into the ground. His friends rushed forward to help, but Jungkook was faster. One got a fist to the face, blood spurting instantly. Another tried to run, but Jungkook caught him by the collar, sending him crashing into the nearest goalpost. Within seconds, all of them were groaning on the ground, some coughing up blood, others too afraid to even move. Jungkook straightened, rolling his shoulders like he had just finished up a warm up. His gaze flickered to the students, still frozen in shock. It's okay. Someone get them out of my sight. He ordered. His voice landed with pure authority. No one hesitated. A few students scrambled to drag the beaten bodies away. Satisfied, Jungkook turned back to Wine. His expression softened immediately. All traces of merciless monster from moments ago vanish. He crouched down in front of her, brushing his knuckles against her paint-streaked cheek. Zeke, did they hurt you? Why? They pulled my hair. His expression darkened again. He glanced over his shoulder at Jehyll, who was barely conscious. Zeke, I should have broken their hands first, he muttered. Wine reached out, placing her hand over his cheek. His sharp features softened, nestling into her touch. Wine, you're scaring people again. Zeke, good. Wine rolled her eyes, but couldn't hide the fondness in them. Jungkook noticed the paint all over her. Oh, that's the side he could ask for. Zeke, now, about the chimney hairband? Forget it. Wine, how did you... Zeke, you always go on about that Jimmy band of yours. I knew it, you had something planned. Wine, good that you knew. You're wearing it, that's it. Take it, darling. Come on. Man is ready to kill and die for you. And you are stuck on that stupid band. Raise your standards. Ask for bigger things. Wine won't work. I want a band on your head. Otherwise, next time, I'll just go show my painful cheeks to someone else. Wrong try. As childish and corny as what? It worked. His eyes turned serious as they shifted towards the crowd who was still there whispering and all. Those cold eyes spread a kind of chill that made everyone freeze there. Zeke, I don't want a single person on the same floor as my wife when she's in the studio. No one hesitated as they all said yes in unison and ran away. He knew the word was going to spread everywhere itself. Wine, you can't even wear a headband for me? She pouted, crossed her legs, and looked down, touching some grass, making a circle over it. Basically anything that was going to let her get her way with him. Zeke, once. Only once, and no pictures. He sighed. Wine's eyes sparkled and she stood up and jumped once happily. Well, she was finally going to see him something good. Wine grabbed his hand and started hopping ahead, swinging arms around. Stupid, corny, cheesy headband she wanted. He would give it to her, that as well, if it meant having her hop around this easily, but he swore only once. Only once. Just for her. Wine, will you ride a bike wearing it? She asked with wide, excited eyes. The response was immediate, even before she ended her question. JK, no. She pouted, eyes going down, smile going down. Then her head went down. He groaned, grabbed her chin, and pulled her close and kissed her. It was a love, frustration, love, anger, love, obsession, and again, a love filled kiss. And Zeke, only once. Somewhere we're alone, and after that, I'm going to make you forget it ever happened. One shivered, chills ran down her spine as her cheeks flushed. She pulled her hand back, glared at him, and rushed forward. He smiled, slipped his hands into the pockets, and walked after her. He then realized the sunset today looked pretty. The colorful hues made her shine, brighter than an angel. Since when did he start noticing things like a pretty sunset or spring breeze? It was her, the peace behind his every chaos, the light to his darkness, and an angel to his devil.